YouTube, because I've got it for each method of streaming. I have to manually fill out the
Oh God.
details here.
Nothing in this world can just be a one-click done.
Well,
Method.
there's a service restreamer that I need to look into, but you got to pay for that, and
Hmm.
I've already paid a lot of stuff, a lot for other stuff.
Yeah, that's understandable.
Okay, we're
Uh,
live on YouTube and we're live on the Facebook page, and we will very shortly be live on the group, and then we'll be ready to go.
okay, so I'll just wait for when you get the like you're live on all of them
Yeah,
because I wouldn't want to start it now and then
yeah.
have you like hey others are like this is behind and this shouldn't be too long. I think it's about 20 minutes,
Okay.
which
Um,
kind of makes sense because I think that was the same length that Mary's was last night.
right. Okay.
But that was only this hour. I really like that panel.
Do you want to be visible along with your screen share, or just the screen share?
Just the screen share.
Okay. Okay. You're good to go.
All right, all right. Hey everyone. This is my panel about Hilda. A long time in work. Spent basically most of the week. So let's get this going. Come on. Hilda, welcome to Trolberg. Oh. Ah. Eh. What is Hilda? Hilda is a 2018 British Canadian animated series that premiered on Netflix on September 21st, 2018, based on a series of graphic novels by Luke Pearson. The animation for the series is done by two Canadian animation studios, Mercury Filmworks and Atomic Cartoons. It is also produced by Silvergate Media and No Brow Press. 18 British Canadian series that premiered on Netflix. What is Hilda? Who is Hilda? Hilda is an adventurous and fearless young girl who loves to explore the world and sees everything that the world has to offer, because she always sees everything as an adventure for her to take. Hilda and her mother Joanna live out in the wilderness at the beginning of the series, but are forced to move to Trolberg after a giant accidentally destroys their house by mistake. She cares about helping out anyone in need and sees things to the end, no matter what amount of danger a situation could potentially put her dear fox Twig, her elf companion Alpha, and her best friends David and Frida in danger. Hilda is voiced by Bella Ramsey, best known for her role performance as Lyanna Mormont in the HBO fantasy series Game of Thrones. Who is David? David is one of Hilda's best friends, and David is the polar opposite in terms of personality when it comes to Hilda, because while Hilda is fearless and wants to see everything as an adventure for her to take and go on, David tends to get really nervous whenever he's put into a situation that could put him into danger, but he always goes along with Hilda to be a supportive friend and help out in any way he can. David also tends to David also tends to have a bit of a bug problem because he usually has a bug on him throughout the series, and it's something that he's gotten used to it. David is voiced by Oliver Nelson. Who is Frida? Frida is a member of the group known as the Sparrow Scouts, a group that is dedicated to helping out everyone in the community, as well as making sure to keep nature clean. She's a very responsible, organized, and dedicated person to anything she works at. Frida often goes along with Hilda on her adventures because she cares about helping out Hilda and help her earn patches as part of being a Sparrow Scout herself. Though Frida is shown to have a bit of a competitive side when it comes to certain things, and the idea that she might not be as perfect scares her. Frida is voiced by Amira Balzan Oho. Who is Alpha? Alpha is the elf companion that accompanies Hilda on her journey to Trolberg as an assignment to write a report about what the human world is like. Alpha is shown to be a very dedicated to his work, which revolves around paperwork, and is usually seen carrying a briefcase containing papers. In order for anyone to see Alpha, they had to sign a contract that gives someone the ability to see both himself, but also the world of the elves that he comes from. Alpha is voiced by Rasmus Heidecker. Who is Twig? Twig is Hilda's pet deer fox that accompanies Hilda on her adventures, and is usually the one that will try to warn Hilda when she is getting into a situation. When she is getting into a dangerous situation, and lets her know that it might be a good idea for Hilda to start running fast, and usually from a troll or another mysterious figure. Side note, I'd seriously consider getting a twig plush if it gets made. Who is Joanna? Joanna is the caring and supportive mother of her daughter Hilda and happens to have a fondness for the city of Trolberg because of the fact that she grew up there and wants her daughter to try and experience the same level of love that she has for Trolberg. In the graphic novels, Joanna was a bit more strict, but they seem to have done a 180 for her personality in the animated series. And I'm personally glad that they did, because Joanna is such a likable character in the show, but she's also likable in the graphic novels. Joanna is voiced by Daisy Haggard. Where is Trolberg? Now, they never specifically say where Trolberg is located in this show, but Trolberg has a Scandinavian look to it, and given the fact that Hilda's a British show, I've always had this feeling while watching the show that Trolberg might be located in Eastern Europe, but don't quote me on that one. The creatures of Trolberg. Elves. Elves are a small race of creatures that inhabit the world of Trolberg, and the elf villages are usually situated in areas of land that are away from other elves' villages. They are usually white, however, there are some elves, like the Elf King and Elf Mare, that have more reddish skin. Some elves also tend to have different facial hair. The Woodman. The Woodman is a character that I view as a wise drifter, since he doesn't tend to stay in one place, but moves around a lot, though expresses a very laid back and carefree attitude. He also tends to say a lot of things that are very deep and designed to make a person think about the things that they have in their lives, as well as where they live. Maras. Maras are a race of mysterious creatures that are made to look like they have a human appearance, but their main purpose is to live off the bad energy that comes from people when they are having a nightmare. They are able to be seen both during the day and the night. However, the night is when you see the powers that the Maras have, such as glowing green eyes and the ability to float around. Mars also possess the power to teleport short distances or squeeze through tiny holes by turning into green wisps. Nessies. A Nessie is a small creature that lives inside a pocket dimension known as the Nowhere Space, which are usually located behind bookcases, the top of cupboards that you can't reach, as well as other unused space. Nessies tend to get. Sorry about that. Nessies tend to gather up things that they assume people in a living in a house don't want anymore. It's established in the series that humans don't have a very high reputation of Nessies. The Great Raven. The Great Raven is a thunderbird that was believed by the people of Trolberg to be the raven messenger of the gods. He is always compassionate and loyal, as well as being ready to help a friend when necessary, though he does have a tendency to be dramatic sometimes. The Tide Mice. The Tide Mice is a magical creature that Hilda used on David to try and help him overcome his nervousness about having to sing, as well as using the Tide Mouse to help Joanna get a new graphics design job. However, Hilda wasn't aware of what a Tide Mice could do, which caused David and Joanna to start acting strangely because of the effects of a Tide Mice. A Tide Mice is mostly harmless in its behavior until they try and extract the soul of their victims. Family friendly fun. Trolls. Trolls are rock-like creatures that tend to come in various sizes. They resemble rock in the daylight, with long noses in order to blend into the environment that they are in. But as soon as the sun sets in Trolberg, that is when trolls come to life and tend to chase after Hilda. It is shown that trolls are afraid of bells because of the fact that the ringing that comes from the bell happens to be much louder than it is to humans, and it causes them to feel psychological distress. So, what's next? Well, Hilda was renewed for a second season set to premiere in fall 2020, and it was also announced that a 70-minute movie is also in the works, but they don't have any set date for that yet.
John, honey, I think your mic is muted. Nobody can hear you.
Oh. Wait, does that mean they haven't been hearing the panel?
Nobody heard anything until when you stopped sharing the screen. Everything got muted.
Oh.
No, they heard the panel. Just the screen sharing did something weird after you're finished sharing the screen, and it was doing this stop motion of you. I think it was just replaying a recording of when you were talking about.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah, because I could see your video and you were looking down and you were not talking, but everybody else could see
yeah.
a weird stop motion thing happening.
Oh.
Well,
Uh,
well, weird from the point of view of we didn't know what was going on because there was no noise, but you looked like you were talking. So
oh.
it's Zoom glitches.
So did it show the video?
Oh yeah, yeah. Well,
Okay,
was there a video,
yeah,
or
I was
do you mean
playing it.
the slideshow?
Yeah.
Yeah, the slideshow played. Yeah, yeah.
So what's it showing right now?
Uh, I will. Yeah. On the screen share, it shows you. There is a player thing. Well, or was is the screen share supposed to be a video of you talking?
Yeah, the screen share is supposed to be a video.
Ah, okay. Well, that explains it. Yeah, the audio hasn't been working for that. Like it played that and it was I don't like a bandwidth issue or something.
Huh.
Why don't you say what you were saying in that video live now? Because we can hear you speaking now perfectly.
Okay, well, I guess I'll basically just give a gist of the video since it doesn't.
Yeah.
Well, what I was saying in the video is that it's one of those shows that means a lot to me, and like, I didn't really know much about the show when it came out, but like, everyone had been recommending to me to watch the show. So I decided to do it, and when I did, it ended up becoming a big part of my life in the past 2 years. And it's one of those shows that I love because the animation's well done, the writing's great, the music, everything about the show is just done so well. And I strongly recommend the series. Like if you have Netflix, it's worth a watch. Um, so can everyone hear me still?
Yep, you're golden.
All right. So, any questions?
Sorry, my computer wasn't in a good mood this morning, and I missed the beginning of it. There's only one series of this. How did start watching it the other day, so I got a feel of who everybody was. How old is that series? Is that a couple of years old? Because you said you started watching it a couple of years ago.
It came out in 2018.
Okay.
My question is, who is your favorite character and why?
Favorite character is it's probably a cross between Hilda and David. Mainly David because I kind of tend to relate to David personality wise. Like David is me.
Is there such thing as a deer fox?
There is. I think there is.
I very much hope so because Twig is adorable.
Yeah.
I will be googling deer foxes in a minute.
I do not think. I don't know. I think that might just be for the show. That is adorable.
I'm personally a fan of those like little mice things that you showed. I think they're really cute,
Oh,
even though
yeah.
they're
Hmm. That's
yeah,
really-
they're really cute. What do you think is your like favorite creature that they introduced so far?
Honestly, I probably had to say the tide mice because just the fact that you can have something that looks like a mouse and then turns out to be like creature to me is just fascinating.
Yeah, they're really cool.
Yeah.
I googled it, and apparently, furry creature. It has to do with a deer fox. Is a small furry creature resembling a named deer and a fox. They have the head, body, and tail of a deer, antlers. Yeah, I think it's only for Hilda.
Yeah.
Sadly. Sorry, Becca.
Hmm.
I was curious if they might have been based off of some like mythology or something like that. Kind of like the jackalope is a thing that
Yeah.
people like to
Yeah.
pretend exists.
Not according to Google. No.
Not according to Google.
But there is a lovely tutorial if you Google it on how to draw Twig the deer fox.
Mm.
I'm with you, John. If there's a plushie ever come out of Twig, I will also be getting it.
Oh yeah, no doubt. I know you can get them on Etsy, but like the price scared me silly.
I guess the homemade ones. They didn't.
Oh yeah, homemade ones. I looked up on Etsy. Like you can get one, but it's like $100.
Did they? What company puts out this TV series? Is it a big organization or is it a smaller one?
I think it's mainly a small one, like because for the most part, I basically consider the series like an import. I mean, they do the animation in Canada, but like it's mainly a British series.
There is a plush of Alpha on Etsy. I haven't looked there. Link to the official Hilda merch store. Apparently, there's one on Zazzle.
Hmm.
I'm trying to get there now.
There's a comment on the group share on Facebook Live from Mark David Edward. It says, nice presentation. I'll check out the show. So
Well,
There are books, there are spiral notebooks, there are T-shirts, there are mugs, a phone case, but there are no plushies on the Hilda merch site.
I think that's yet. I think they're sort of in development. I think from what I was seeing on their Instagram account.
okay, I guess this wraps it up.
Yeah.
So thanks for doing the presentation, John. It was a great presentation. People watched, people enjoyed. Lots of good questions at the end there, and have a great day. Thank you. Trying to find. I'm just trying to find the right window at the end, because there are 3 different Zoom. There we go. Okay, here we go. End meeting for all.